All right, welcome back to the channel. If you're just joining me for the first time, welcome. I'm going to show you how to clean a revolver after you've shot it. I clean my guns every time I take them to shoot, which is about once a month for me. This particular example is a Ruger Super Blackhawk in .44 Magnum. It is a single action revolver, which means that you have to pull the hammer back each time you want to fire. This procedure will be similar for any type of revolver aside from one major difference I'll point out in a minute. The first rule of cleaning any gun is to check and make sure that the firearm is unloaded. In order to do this job successfully, you will have to buy a couple things. First and foremost, you'll need some sort of gun-specific oil or CLP, cleaner, lubricant, and protectant. You'll also need a rod, typically found in very basic cleaning kits. They come in straight rods like this one or a flexible cable. In the past, I've even cut a wire coat hanger apart if I didn't have one handy, straightened it out, and used that as a rod. These are used to clean the barrel. You'll use a small piece of cloth to clean out the material from the inside of the barrel after rounds are fired. Q-tips are useful for cleaning in the small hole and edges around the frame. A major item you will need here is a couple rags. These will work with the oil to clean the residue and carbon, other material from the surfaces. A pair of scissors will be handy to cut out small patches which you will run through the barrel, either with the rod or the flexible cleaning rod. In another video I will talk about these. These are Hoppe's gun oil fill wipes. Remington makes a similar product, rim oil wipes. These are made with oil for cleaning firearms and other outdoor equipment. I've owned several revolvers in the past, and whether it's a double action where the cylinder swings out or the single action where it's easy to remove, it's not impossible to clean. In my case, below the barrel is a retaining pin you pull forward and the cylinder comes out the right side of the frame. My channel centers around an average guy with average guns, so I'm trying to do this demonstration for you so that you can feel confident that you're doing this as simply as possible, yet effectively. So first things first, take one of your rags and apply a little bit of oil or whatever solvent you're using to clean your gun. I would recommend a gun-specific oil and start the wipe down. This is going to remove the excess material and carbon as well as give it a nice lubrication. You may have to wipe several times, especially around where the ammunition touches and the gun fires, because there's going to be a lot of residue on it. In order to clean the cylinder effectively, you need a narrow instrument, such as a pencil, which is a good idea, if the caliber of the chamber is big enough. The cleaning rod will work as well. The blowback from the cartridge will usually leave residue on the front, back, and inside of the cylinder in each chamber. A good rag with a small amount of oil will do the trick to clean this nicely. If at any point you are unsure about removing your cylinder, consult the owner's manual for your particular model. These can be found on your manufacturer's webpage if you don't have a physical copy. It's not unusual for a gun not to come with an owner's manual, especially if you have purchased it from an individual or at a gun show. Once I get all 6 cylinders clean, I perform a final wipe down and move on to the rest of the gun. Same procedure here. Towards the rear of the exposed frame is where the firing pin sits, which is the part that strikes the cartridge and actually activates the ammunition and sends the bullet down the barrel. Because of this, it will need attention. Take your rag on a section that is clean, wipe it down with a light drizzle of oil, and continue with your cleaning. Q-tips, either by themselves or paired with a little drop of oil here, can really come in handy with the small holes, edges, and finer details of the firearm. And as with the cylinder, this may take many Q-tips and many wipes with a rag to keep your investment clean. I have done some editing in this video just for the sake of time. The end of the barrel where the bullet first passes is known as the chamber. This is where the bullet enters the barrel and can be quite dirty as well. Most people would consider the chambers on a revolver to be in the cylinder, but for pistol explanation's sake, that's what I'm going to call it here. On a semi-automatic pistol, this would be known as the chamber where the bullet actually sits right before it's fired. But just to explain it well in this video, that's what I'm going to refer to it as. The next portion I'll share is cleaning the barrel. To me, this is the most tedious part because of how many patches you'll have to use to do this. Most cleaning kits will include a bore brush, typically a cylindrical shaped wire brush with brass bristles. These will help dislodge carbon residue in the grooves inside the barrel. I don't have one big enough for a .44 Magnum. You can certainly
buy pre-cut cleaning patches, but if you're being budget conscious or maybe not a serious firearms enthusiast, then you can certainly just cut the patches yourself. Might take some trial and error to get them just right. Again, it will take several of these to get the bore clean. Just run each patch through the barrel with a small amount of oil either on the patch or apply the oil directly inside the barrel, which is my preferred method.
And speaking of oil, if you poll 10 different firearm owners, you're likely to get at least 5 different opinions on the best solvent to clean your gun. My advice is to try a couple different types. Find the one that you like most based on your budget and its performance on your particular firearm. You can find oil and solvents at any mass retailer such as Walmart, Amazon, and sporting goods stores, and also at your local gun shop. I can already see the comments now. People are going to say that I'm wrong in this and that, but if it works for you, then do it. You can spend $100 on a top shelf cleaning kit. You can use hand-me-downs, a military surplus kit, whatever, as long as the rod doesn't damage your barrel and your solvent or oil is made for firearms. Once all the patches from the barrel come out clean, with one final wipe down, your investment is good to go. Thanks for coming by, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.